I got wild hair today because it's a hot day in Los Angeles. As you can see, the light bright behind me. I had to open my door because it's hot in here. And I'm wearing my Texas Hardee's, or High Texas Hardee's, shirts today because it's red, it's spring, it's sprung. I don't know what's going on. And my birthday's in 2 weeks. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the When Calls Hard After Show here on JLJ Media. Who am I? I'm James Lott Jr. And we're going to talk about the show that just happened, episode 4, Along Came a Spider, of Hallmark Channel's hit #1 drama on their show. Where's my notes? Let me find my notes. There are my notes. Okay, I'm going to have my notes up there. Okay, yes. I have my notes next to me. How's everyone doing? How you guys all doing? What's going on? We are here today. Thank you to everybody who watches and listens to my show. I appreciate all of and I appreciate all the messages and reactions to my reactions to the reactions of the show. I love it. We're all one big family. I love that. I forgot my water, but oh well. So, okay, here we go, kids. James's assessment and feelings of what happened this episode. So it was a Easter episode. How ironical is that? It's wish we could have had it on Easter. Isn't that funny? It's like this was so like, oh my god, Easter just happened. It's like I wish it could have happened on Easter. But of course, the way they did it didn't work out that way. So I just thought how ironic is that. So I would get to, there's a lot about this episode that I loved. I'm saying loved. There's a lot of this episode I liked. I want to shout out to the writers of the episode. I loved there's some things that are happening that I'm really, really enjoying. Like I first talk about the one thing out of the way that's my least favorite. I'm just gonna get it out the way. So because it is a major part of the story, has to be talked about. And it's called When Calls the Heart. So we're dealing with someone's heart. And that is the Lucas, Nathan, Elizabeth story. And everybody hold on to your hats. So it's my least favorite of the stories right now of sorts. I'm not saying it's bad or that I hate it or anything. It's just the least. Maybe I'm not mushy or whatever. Well, here's what I'm gonna say. If you're a Nathan Elizabeth fan, the writers are giving it to you. They are giving it to you. They are giving you awkwardness. They're giving you stolen glances. They're giving you cute moments. The egg thing. They're giving you some pieces of romance. Beginnings. They're giving it to you. So if you are a Nathan Elizabeth fan, you've been waiting for this. You're getting it. I'm geared to them. They're giving it to you. So you have it. Everyone, I guess I'm just like, maybe I'm burnt out on that part. Maybe that's what it is because enjoyed her and Jack, enjoyed her and Lucas, and what that was going on there. And now it's the third go round, kind of. Yet there's something lingering with Lucas still. Something going on there. And so maybe I'm just burnt out on him. It's like, okay, well, just pick somebody, let's do this. But here is what, and I love that everybody keeps kind of Rosemary brought it up or Bill bring it up like this, whatever. And bringing on Jeanette, which I'll get to in a second, is interesting. But I'll tell you, through this horror deal, I had an epiphany, you guys and ladies. I had an epiphany through this storyline. I really realized this episode. I guess I'm shaking everything. So I'm getting excited. I really enjoy Nathan and I really enjoy Lucas. Like I enjoy their characters. They're well drawn out, well thought out, well acted. Both actors are great. I've never had either one on my show. Come on, my show. I've never had either of them on my show. I would love to have them on my show. I actually really enjoy both characters. There are a lot of strong male characters on this show. I'll get into that in a second. But these two are really two very different characters who really fill the screen. So I was laughing to myself, going, "Wouldn't it be interesting?" I'll make myself snort. If both gentlemen said, we're not picking you, Elizabeth, at all. We're good, and they stay friends, the two men. I want them getting together like that. It'd be kind of funny if like they choose bros. Like we're just two bros. Because I like because they have a respect for each other. And there's a little piece of friendship there and caringship there between two men. They've been through a lot together. It's almost like they commiserate over Elizabeth and as they choose each other, so to speak. Send the comments. I don't care. Send them to me. I'm ready. I'm a big boy. I just chuckle. I think that would actually be hilarious. We choose ourselves. We don't choose you. Oh my god! But that was my epiphany. It was like, I like these two characters. I mean, Daniel Lissing was the bomb on the show, and there are a few other characters who were the bomb on the show that are not with us. Like Paul Green's character, and I mean all these characters. And these guys had some shoes to fill, and I feel like they filled them. And they're two very distinct, fun characters that have lots of story in them. So I'm like, I like them. And there's a line in the episode that I think I mentioned it once before a long time ago, kind of, where they have Elizabeth saying, when she's talking to Rosemary, I don't want to be on a pedestal. I want to be. I like my feet firmly planted on the ground. I think even myself back in the day put Elizabeth on a pedestal. I was so much like she's the best teacher on earth. She's the best person on earth. And we have to realize, I think one of the things that's kind of jarring for a lot of people and we've talked about this previous seasons, they're showing Elizabeth as a regular woman of that time. She isn't the end all be all everything. She is many things. And she's navigating being a working single mom. Love the conversation with Faith. I love how she phrased it. Faith's like, well, we're calling myself a parent. And she said caregiver, guardian. Like, you are it's still just as hard. I love that. She is a good school teacher. She tries to help. Seeing Toby do math through art. And I always say support the arts. I say it on my show, Extra Connections. I say it all the time at the end. The arts inform and help with math, science, health, English. I mean, it helps with so many things. To be an artist is great. I love that he showed Toby showcase that. But she's a good teacher. She can be a good friend sometimes, and she can be a sometime friend sometimes. I mean, that's just natural. I kind of like that line was in there. So, person who wrote this episode, that was a smart line. And she's not perfect. Nobody is, except for my Rosemary. She's perfect. That's just me. I'm a little biased. So anyway, that's all we got to say about that storyline. I mean, they're giving it to you on some level. Then you got Luke. I mean, I don't know what's going on. So you guys can enjoy that triangle romance or whatever's going on. I'm not really into that. But these are the other things. On my phone, stay on. These are the other things I really, really, really enjoyed and had thoughts about. One, little Jack's gonna start school soon. I'm like, I guess he is. Like, he will be going to school. I'm like, wow. He's in daycare now, but I'm like when you watch your kids or grandkids or these nephews, you're like, he's like one part of the family. You're like, he's going to school. But yeah, Jack's been gone that long. I mean, it's, yeah, everything. And when he mentioned seeing his mom as like a mom to all the other kids, very natural reaction. Like, this is my mom of that. The radio show with an audience. There's some tongue-in-cheek stuff there. I love that. You would feel like he was talking to people. I kind of like that. They brought up hypnosis, which I don't know much. I'm gonna look it up. I don't know much about that time period. Faith brought it up as it's frowned upon in the medical field because it's not proven. But it's very interesting that Rosemary brought that up. I'm trying to get Lucas so you have to remember. I don't know if like at that time period, 1920s, or I don't know what that's. I went to look that up to see if that's something. Maybe somebody can tell me in a response in the chat or something. Tell me. And here's what's so funny. So Hickam's getting more and more story. I'm here for Hickam. You know, I have been. And it's funny how he is just kind of like, he is the everything in the city. And what's funny is when he said that he has 5 sisters and one's the mayor, of course, she's rough and tumble, mayor of this other city, Beacon Hills, that they need to work with when it comes to the resort. Maisie. I was like, that is just that's hilarious. Um, we're getting more insight into him. So I thought very cool. Spam risk, sorry, we call it. Was great. Maysu gets to meet Maisie, and when she goes over to get some ice cream, and she's really nice to her. And seems like her. I like that. And Maysu and Hickam kiss finally. They finally kiss. No interruptions. That's now their romance, I think, is cute. I'm into that one. I'm very much into that one. I want to see that go forward. So that's nice. Um, going on. Um, Bill and Rosemary together, to me, one of the best things they did this season. Oh my God, it is parts hilarious, and there's a mystery going on. And I love that they let Rosemary's not dumb. And I love, even when she's talking to the Lee later, which is hilarious too, um, she always injects her past in the theater. She's not a dummy. Especially playing Annie, Get Your Gun. It's kind of funny. But they always kind of infuse that in because she's not some small town girl. She's been around. She's an actress. So I love that they always play off of that she's a little worldly. So she knows certain things. And her and Bill's just like, oh my God, she's a lot. But then they work really well together. And so I'm curious. I really am curious about this whole mystery that Lucas doesn't really see. I like this storyline. Lucas doesn't remember what's going on. You try to figure that out. This gun, they realize obviously it's been staged. Because even she caught on it when he was like, it's just his fingerprints on the handle. And even I was like, well, if you handle the gun, you handle it all over. Your fingerprints should be all over. So they deduce someone actually wiped it clean and sent a Pike to do this. But who is it? I hope the payoff is really good. Make it somebody like we didn't expect, or something. Make it really good. So I'm liking this mystery. It involves everybody, and Lucas and they just kind of trying to figure this out. I love that. I love it. The kids, the Canfields, writing a letter to Uncle. Well, I'll say brother to Uncle Jacob. Uh oh, and pretending it's him. Oh, like so, but I'm so excited to get more Canfield story. I'm excited to see what his past is. And there's a lesson waiting in there because he talked about his brother to them so they would get along. Now he's trying to return the favor. It's out of the bottom of their hearts, though they could get in trouble, obviously. But this should be very interesting. So I'm very curious to see what story and comes out of this, and more for them. So I'm happy about that. Now Jeanette, it's funny they brought her back. The whole thing, the ex from New Orleans that they talked about before, and her storyline with Lucas, I'm interested in too. Actually, Lucas is uneasy about her. She's part of his past, New Orleans. She's saying she's changed. He can't trust. He says he has changed, which I believe he has. They had a past. They obviously were engaged, but they were engaged in all kinds of stuff, which he doesn't do anymore. And I think it's cool for it to see him kind of squirm around, get to the point, not be happy if this person's in town. And when she makes a beeline to Elizabeth, that was hilarious. She was like, oh, bye. She just drove one block down and then stopped. He's like, what is she doing? And meets Elizabeth and tries to start something with her a little bit. But it reveals they were engaged. Um I Well, it looks like from the next episode, they won't do the narrative of you're a big liar. I was like, no, Lucas has a right to not tell all his past. So part of his past is unsavory, and he wants to not talk about it and forget about it. I'll talk about it. I think that's okay. If he's busy, he turned over a new leaf. He's into her. So I hope she doesn't go into this like he lied to me. He said he kind of lied to me, and Rosemary shook up for him. So I was like, yeah, let's not fall into that trap. But it's like so he's had like you say he's had a past before. Like wasn't like he was complete innocence. But I think this chick is trouble, and I'm here for it. I mean, interesting to see because he has a bid. If her bid's the best or whatever, does he have to choose her? Is that the deal? I don't just it's just I'm interested in the storyline too and where it's going. So I mean, that's literally the storylines that happen. And I'm telling you, there's some stuff in here that I'm really curious to see how it goes the rest of the season. I need more of the Yost. We don't see that name very often. Flomo. We need more Flomo. We didn't see Henry this episode. And so I'm curious if Henry's going to play heavily into the last, later on in the season or not. Where's our Henry? We need some of him. And other than that, I'm good. This was a solid episode. I give this episode a B plus. It was a very solid episode with stuff. And like as I said, I'm invested in some of these storylines to see where they go. And will Rosemary and Bill get into trouble? And how's that going to work? And will we see more of Maisie, who's now the mayor and kind of the nemesis of this project? This whole resort thing and the 1,000 homes in Cape Fullerton. Also, there's a lot going on. Lots of expansion. Remember, I said last week ago, there's a lot of kids in that school. Like, there's something going on there. So I'm very excited to see where this all decides to go. That's my reaction. So quick and to the point. Just my reaction to When Calls the Heart, Hallmark Channel's wonderful series. And episode 4, I'm like all of a sudden, Along Came a Spider. We're audio, we're video. I'm everywhere you want to be. Just trust me. Hello to all the Hardys out there, not just Texas, but all the Hardys out there. And hello to the page on Facebook. I love you guys. And I will see you next Monday. Yes, next Monday. I will see you guys. Bye.